In today's video, how to lose belly fat quickly.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today's video is going to be about losing body fat quickly, and I'm going to give you some actual real world advice on just how to do that, how to get rid of belly fat as quickly as possible. I'm also going to try to talk you out of it, and let me explain why. So the video topic comes from a direct message that I got, and I'll post that up here. The gentleman asked me how he could get rid of belly fat quickly, and I always cringe when I hear that question, and I'll explain why. Belly fat, for men especially, but for everybody, is usually pretty stubborn fat that is stored rather first on our bodies. Just genetic predisposition is going to really determine how much body fat we have compared to the rest of our bodies. So for example, we might have really lean limbs like arms and legs, but can carry a lot of belly fat, lower back fat, maybe even in the butt area, right? And the reason that I cringe when people say, hey, I want to lose belly fat really quickly is because you're going to have to oftentimes lose body fat everywhere else before it gets to the stomach, okay? Now, what I did was I dug a little deeper with this gentleman. I looked on his Instagram account and I see that he is a baseball player, okay? And I also asked him his height and weight because sometimes you can lose belly fat quickly if you're pretty lean. Like for myself, when I start losing weight from this body composition, it comes off my stomach rather quickly because I've already lost a lot of the body fat that is stored. So as a coach and someone who has lost and gained a lot of body fat in my lifetime, I've been as high as 250 and as low as 195 since I began competitive bodybuilding. And each time I notice that when my weight fluctuates, the way body fat is stored, it's the same every time. I always tend to store body fat in my lower back the first, when I put body fat back on. When I'm ultra lean, there's none there in my lower back. When I start to put it on, it comes right back to my lower back, okay? That's just how my body predispositions. I don't carry a lot of abdominal body fat, so I can have abs even in the 230, 240 range, right? Now, they're not gonna be like a full-on six-pack, but I can still kind of see the outline, which gives my confidence the illusion that, hey, I kind of have a lean stomach, even though I'm really fat everywhere else. Or fat compared to me. I don't want to, use the term too loosely, but you know what I mean. So for someone that stores body fat on their abdominal region rather quickly and easily, this can be a struggle, okay? And here's why. It might require you getting sub 10% body fat or even lower before that body fat starts getting dipped into for energy reserves. That's right. When we diet down, our body is going to use energy. So when you create a caloric deficit, your body is going to use energy in a predetermined manner. So even though you already have lean arms, you might lose 5 or 10 pounds and your arms are going to look even leaner. Even though you might already have a pretty lean lower body, you might lose 5 or 10 pounds and it comes all off from the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, right? Before we ever see any change in the stomach area. This sucks, I know, but this is another reason why I don't really like the idea of losing body fat off the stomach rapidly, but I'm going to give you a plan anyway. Anytime you want to do anything rapidly, it needs to be a very aggressive approach. So how are we going to manage that? As a baseball player, that I saw that you are, I don't want you sucking it up on the baseball field, right? I don't want that on me, so I'm going to give you a plan. I want you to set up a very basic approach that can be very aggressive, but also allow you to be performing. That would be, set up your protein so that you're eating a gram per pound. Now, what you told me you weighed was 225 to 230. So eating 230 grams of protein per day as a starting point. The next thing, anytime you train, baseball practice, in the gym, I want you to take in carbohydrates pre and post. It can start anywhere from 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrates to 50 to 60, depending on the nature of your training. Then I want you to spread your meals out, spread your protein out over 4 meals a day, okay? And each of those meals, I want you to have 15 grams of fat. That's gonna help digest. So you're gonna probably start out about 60 grams of fat a day. You're gonna keep your carbohydrates around 100 a day, right? And you're gonna have 230 grams of protein. This is gonna be very, very low calorie for someone who's very active, okay? And then on top of that, I want you to add in some activity, some cardio, some walking. Baseball is gonna keep you pretty active, but It looked like you were an infielder, and from my experience, infielders are not going to be super active at practice, not like the pitchers running around all day like I did, right? So what we want to do is add in 2 to 3 walks per day of 15 to 20 minutes, or if you can fit it in, 2 to 3 30-minute walks per day, maybe a 1-hour walk. Walking has a dynamic impact on body fat, okay? You burn pure body fat when you're walking. It's so low intensity. It also isn't hard to recover from. So that would be my plan. Start that nutrition plan, and let's see where you get using that. And for anyone out there, I don't recommend losing body fat at a rapid pace. The reason being, research shows that losing body fat at 1% of your body weight per week allows us to perform, okay? Because the research was done in athletes. And when you lose more than 1% of your body weight, so for this person, 2.3 pounds per week, let's say at the beginning, that would mean that's a nice week of weight loss. Some people will get very obsessed and want to lose 5 to 10 pounds per week, which it's possible to lose that much weight per week, but you're not going to be losing pure body fat. You're going to be risking muscle loss. You're certainly going to be dehydrated a little bit because you're such low carbohydrate. You're going to lose a bit of water weight. But if that motivates you, if you see 5 to 10 pounds that first week and that just drives you to make the next week even better, go for it. I'm not suggesting that rapid fat loss should never be used. What I'm suggesting is that you need to be educated on the process, understand how it happens, and understand the risks of when you lose rapid body fat, that it's easy to put it back on. Body fat regain is very real, and you need to have a plan for coming out of that. All right, so that's my suggestion on how to lose body fat rapidly and get a lean stomach quickly, okay? You have to dig down. And also, probably get sub 10% body fat for a lot of males till you see some actual definition in your core. For this guy, I told him he's probably gonna have to get to 185, 190. That is a lot of weight. That is 40, 45 pounds. But why do I know this? Because when I was 250 pounds, I didn't see changes, real changes in the detail in my stomach until I got down to 210, 205. That's when the core really started to light up and I could see the muscle fibers underneath. We underestimate how much body fat we carry on our bodies. You hear terms like 10%, 15%, 20%, but when you actually see it changing, you don't really realize it until the number on the scale gets so low that it's almost scary. That's how low you have to get to see these changes. And when you do it in a hurry, you're gonna get discouraged, you're going to suffer a little bit, and sometimes that's not the best way. So I suggest a slow, maintainable approach over a long period of time where your performance remains high. Your progress might be slower, but it's also more sustainable. You're learning about the process of how the body handles things. Also, the body will not fight back as hard if fat loss is slow and sustainable. You're allowing the body to adapt metabolically, hormonally, to the fat loss over time. Whereas if you slam the body and try to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds in a short period of time in only a couple weeks, there's going to be consequences to pay, okay? The body will fight back. You will hit plateaus very quickly. And when you hit plateaus and you've been super aggressive, then you don't have a lot of room to go because you're already doing a lot of cardio on low calories, and now it can become difficult to grind through the next phase. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Just a short answer to my friend, how to lose belly fat quickly. You know, for someone that's not really tracking their diet and not really doing a lot of cardio, I think you have a good opportunity here to make a shift and really see an impact on overall body composition. And who knows, maybe the belly fat will come off first. But if you can remember a time in your life where you didn't have much belly fat, that weight that you were at might have been in high school, might have been in middle school. That's probably close to where you're gonna need to be. All right, guys and girls, I hope you have a great Monday, a great start to the week, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
By myself.